What's up, everybody? Matt Gajewski here, back again with the Odd Shopper channel. And today we're talking some college football bets ahead of Saturday, week 5. We're going to get into our top 3. Before we get started, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all other content goes live. We're also brought to you by BetMGM. For new users, you can make a deposit and a $10 wager, and you are going to get $200 in the form of bonus bets. Huge for your ROI at the end of the year. And even those of you recreational bettors just looking for fun, get some money down on your favorite teams, who wouldn't want an extra $200 to play around with? Limited time offer, so make sure to take advantage of this as soon as possible. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 to play. The link is in the video description below. All right, we're going to get into the top 3 bets for the Saturday slate. If you are interested in a full-length breakdown, all the premier games, the greasy games, myself, Ben Raza, we do that at length on Betting You on this very channel. This is just meant to be a quick hitter for those of you that don't have quite as much time. So without further ado, wasting no time, we'll dive into this. My favorite bet this week is Arkansas +7 taking on Texas A&M. They're the home team here and the healthier team. Raheem Sanders, yes, he could be back. He returned to practice, and beat reporters caught a glimpse of him taking first-team reps with the offense. That's huge for the rushing attack and helps KJ Jefferson takes away some pressure from him. But from there, Texas A&M battling a ton of injuries. Connor Wegman is dealing with an ankle sprain, remains questionable for this game, but it's not just him. The injuries go beyond that. Noah Thomas has been banged up, and while I think he returns to this game, we'll see. They lost their edge rusher, Fadil Diggs. Ja'Day Walker, their wide receiver 3. He got hurt and was on the sidelines in a boot in the second half. One of their starting safeties, Jardine Gilbert, didn't play in this game. Whereas Arkansas is getting healthier. They had Devon Manuel on the offensive line return. Raheem Sanders allegedly going to return here. Aside from the injuries, Texas A&M has showed plenty of cracks on defense. This was a unit that was outside the top 100 last year. And yes, they've made a jump, but it's only 64th in efficiency, and that adjusts for opponent. 55th in run defense, 89th in coverage. KJ Jefferson has been awesome this year. You look at his efficiency stats, just barely shy of a 70% completion, 8.4 yards per attempt, 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, very good mobility, and he's done so against some of the better teams. Threw for 289 against LSU. Offensive line is only allowing a 28% pressure rate, keeping him upright. That's been huge for this team. And the defense has shown improvement. I think largely just because they were so hurt last year, but this team ranks 41st in defensive efficiency. Texas A&M is 64th. There's pretty decided advantages here, and you still hold the potential that Connor Wegman might be out. That'll sit in your back pocket. If he is, this is going to move through 7. So we'll back Arkansas, taking the points as the home team here. Number 2, we go to Clemson. They're taking on Syracuse as a 6.5-point favorite. The total is 52. I laid the points with Clemson. I think the biggest negative for them is potential motivation after their postseason dreams are kind of done here with the 2 losses. But I still think there's a lot this team is playing for. I mean, Dabo, he needs to show a spark if he wants to continue with the run of Clemson recruiting that he has, and maybe he should look to the portal. That's nor here nor there, but they play a Syracuse team that basically was in the same position last year. Really easy non-con. Started off the year with Colgate, Western Michigan, Purdue, and Army. Last year was much the same, and then they got clobbered in ACC play. I personally think this Syracuse roster is weaker than what they had last year. They already lost their top pass catcher, Oronde Gadsden. He's out for the year. Wide receiver 2, Isaiah Jones, got hurt. They still haven't had Kalen Ellis and Joe Moore on the offensive line. Neither of them have played. Their running back, LaQuint Allen, got hurt last week. Trevor Pena, one of their receivers, he's not on the depth chart this week, even though he returned last week. I don't know if he re-injured or if he got re-injured or what happened, but he hasn't been out there. Meanwhile, Clemson's fully healthy. The only major injury they have right now is Nate Wiggins. Walker Parks has been warming up. I expect him to play soon, and I think Antonio Williams is probably back this week as well. So Clemson, by far the healthier team. This team is awesome on defense in particular. Outside of the fumble for a touchdown return, Cade Klubnik played a pretty good game. I don't know if this Syracuse defense is good. They lost Deuce Chestnut and Jahad Carter, their 2 best DBs last year. They haven't faced anyone that's exploited that. Right now, I think Clemson could maybe run up this score past 10. 6.5, completely fine. Even if this goes through 7, this is a number I would still play on the Clemson side. Last one here, we're going to go to Kansas taking the 17 points against Texas. This is a major look ahead for Texas, who has Red River next week. And I really respect this Texas team. There's not too much I have to say negatively about them. It's probably just, Quinn Ewers has to keep the ball out of harm's way, which he doesn't always do. So if he does that, I think Texas pretty much scores at will. But I'm not sure Kansas is much different. Jalen Daniels completing 75% of his passes, 9.3 yards per attempt, elite mobility. Offensive line has kept him clean. 14% pressure rate is among the best in the country. The defense has shown massive improvements. They're 26th in total defense. This team was around 90th last year. Honestly, I probably think they're somewhere in the middle level of competition. I mean, you played Missouri State, Illinois, Nevada, BYU. It's a bunch of returning starters, so you should project some year-over-year improvement. But jumping to 26, I think, is a little far-fetched. With that said, can they get a stop or two against Texas in a look-ahead spot? I think they can. So right away, I'm looking at Kansas plus 17 here. I'd love to see a plus 17.5. I don't think we're going to get it. I'm going to play it either way. That will be number 3 for me, taking the points with Kansas. Leave a comment if there's anything you disagree with or agree with. Just whatever you'd like to say, I'd love to hear it. If you have a question, reach out to me on Twitter at Matt_Gajewski. Check out Betting You for full-length breakdowns of this week's top bets, as well as the other top games on the slate. Until next time, everyone, good luck, and we'll see you later.